Have you ever had a situation in life that was so embarrassing that all you could do was just embrace that moment and maybe lay in your bed at night and cry a whole lot? Well, apparently, this happens to me all the time in my life. And so here's just one of those stories that I would like to share with you right now. So maybe you can relate to this, or maybe you won't relate to this at all. Just for a little bit of context, I'm a worship pastor and I've been leading worship for many, many years. Before I was leading worship at my church, I had a band and I traveled all over the country leading worship at different conferences, events, summer camps, and things of that nature. Well, one in particular time I was leading worship at a summer camp. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. If you've ever been to a summer camp, you know that the food's terrible. The chairs are hard to sit in because they're like these metal chairs. It can be kind of miserable. Well, me and the camp counselors and the campus pastor for the week and my band were all gathered around in these like metal chairs before the worship night, the first night, because we wanted to pray. We wanted to get together and talk about like what God was doing that week. And it was a camp with a lot of different youth groups from a lot of different churches. And so all of the youth pastors from each church was there, and they were all talking about like specific students in their group that we really needed to pray for. Now, some of these students, one youth pastor was like, yeah, we need to pray for Susie because, her parents are going through divorce, and we just really need to be lifting them up. Another youth pastor said, oh man, we need to pray for John because, he's thinking about taking his life, and like some really serious things that everybody was talking about there. Another youth pastor was like, yeah, this kid, man, he's getting bullied at school, and we just really need to pray for him. And it was a very, very serious moment, and it was somber because we were like going to go before the Lord and lift up these kids in prayer who are going through some very, very, very serious things. So as we're sitting there in those metal chairs, I'm just kind of like leaning forward like this, and I'm like, let's pray. And I guess, oh my gosh, I guess I leaned forward maybe a little too much in that in the metal chair. Because when I leaned forward in the metal chair, I just, for some reason, and I don't know how this happened, but I just ripped the biggest part. Oh my gosh. And it was on a metal chair, so it just like echoed through the entire camp. And like there were like 15 or 20 youth pastors and the campus pastor and all around just sitting there, and I just ripped one, and there was no way I could like hide. There's no way I could hide it or pretend like it didn't happen. So when I leaned forward and it happened, it went pfft, and then I just immediately just said, whew, I just farted. And the camp pastor, he just, without skipping a beat, he just went, why, yes, you did. So let's pray for John today. If we can. He just kept going like nothing happened. Oh my gosh. I had to leave. Just out of sheer embarrassment, just for the fact that no one else was laughing about this in that moment. I had to leave. So that is the story of my life. I feel like things like this happen to me at the most inopportune moments, and all I can do is just embrace them. That this is my life. This is the life God's given me. This is my life. I just have to embrace the embarrassment, and it takes a lot to embarrass me. So yeah. So I think the moral of the story, maybe the lessons we can learn in this is, one, don't take yourself too seriously because no one else is. And two, don't eat summer camp tacos before you lead worship.